Hi guys, it's Fanny here at Golden Wings Aviary. I'm actually in front of the camera today, so I do apologise. I'm a big sweaty mess. Not as bad as yesterday though, because that was, we all know in England, 36 degrees, it's gross. So I know that we haven't been doing the vlogs as much now because obviously a lot of our babies have fledged. We do have 2 babies left in the nest, and that is nest number 4 with Bandit and Elsa. The babies have fledged, just waiting for them to come out now really, and to be feeding and drinking themselves so they can go into the nursery. So I just wanted to do a little bit of an update vlog really, and obviously our birds, the chickens, the quail, just really an all-round video. So we're kind of in the middle of doing the aviary at the moment. We've just done their dinner, and it's Friday, so we're all a little less stressed. So yeah, I wanted to show you guys where we're at the moment, and obviously it's a nice day. So what you can see at the moment are the chickens. Alright guys, everyone's very excited because it's dinner time. So these are our girls, and as you can see at the moment they're currently going through the bench mix for their sweet corn, which is their favourite. So I always have to do an extra tin of sweet corn in our mix because I know chickens will eat it all before the quail or the budgies actually get to it. So these are Peking Bantam chickens. They're not that old, they're still babies. Have you had them how long?
3 months maybe?
Maybe, yeah.
Tops 3 months.
So we got them from Mehmet, and he has some absolutely fantastic chickens. And they're great. They are absolutely lovely. We love the girls. They're full of personality, and they've probably got doubled in size, maybe tripled in size even.
Yeah, they're massive.
Filling up on all that sweet corn. So this one here, this lilac girl here,
she wasn't expecting that.
is Pearl, the lavender, and the black one is Obsidian. Obsidian's a little bit more friendly than Pearl, but we're still trying to tame them. They're a little bit upset with us at the moment because they actually roosted on our first breeding cage, which, if you remember, I said before, it was an old one, it was the interior, and once Indiana and Wilson had basically raised their babies, it was going. Well, now it's gone, and the chickens are a little bit upset with us that they no longer can sit up there and roost. But what you can see now on the floor here, these are our Chinese painted quail. Now we've been breeding these Chinese painted quail for probably just over 2 years, I'm guessing now, and we've had a lot of babies from these guys. So at the moment you can see 4. Now the one here, just eating a bit of cabbage, that one is Monica. We've got the speckled brown by the blue tube over there is Emily. The white with the black back and the rusty bum is Joey. Cheers guys! Is Joey. And he was actually originally sold to us as a female, but he's a male. And this little silver one here with a beautiful, he's just got into the tube, with a beautiful sort of white necklace is Chandler. So these guys have been named after Friends characters, and yeah, so we tend to stick with the Friends theme, but there's not always as many names as we have quail. So if I just ask you to spin round decks, if you want to, as we're just sticking with the quail for the time being, if we have a little look in this tote, we have some baby quail in here. Now the reason that we keep baby quail in here is that Chinese painted quail are renowned for being a bit aggressive, especially towards younger babies that they see as a threat. So they're in the tote for their protection, and these were babies that were actually naturally hatched out by Phoebe. Now you haven't seen Phoebe yet, and there's a reason why. And I'll explain to you in a little bit. So carrying on with these quail, these are about 3 weeks old now, and they will stay in there until they are fully feathered, and then they will go into the finch flight with the main bunch of our quail, and you will see that a bit later. The reason that they actually go into the Finch side is because the adult quail that we've actually got in there are a lot less aggressive than the ones on my side. Ross, Cheryl and Susan, they tend to adopt the babies, which is quite nice. And they don't tend to show aggression. So when the babies actually get big enough, they do go over there and they get these foster parents. So these are 3 weeks old. They'll probably be in the tote for another week or so until they're fully feathered. Now, I don't know if you can see, but if we get Dex to sort of peer around the back, can you see her?
Yep.
Okay, so what you're actually seeing at the moment is Phoebe. Again, one of our friends named Chinese painted quail. Now Phoebe was actually one of our own bred, and she was actually hatched in an incubator and grown in a brooder. And out of about 70 babies I'd had at that time, she was the only one that came out with that sort of colouring. So we kept her. And she's actually turned into a fantastic natural nester in a sense. And if you've seen my videos from the incubators before, or if you haven't, I'll explain again. But basically, quail are so bred over with, you know, different farmers and etc., that they've actually lost their natural nesting instincts, as it were, and they don't tend to hatch out their own young. They might gather the eggs, they might sit on the eggs. After a few days, they get bored, they leave the nest. Now Phoebe is fantastic. Now considering that she's actually hatched out in an incubator, she hasn't had a quail mum to learn from, she's been in a brooder and she's been reared by us, she actually has a fantastic natural instinct, which is what we want to keep with our birds. So she does hatch out those babies. However, because of the other animals that we have living here, and the babies are so small, they're literally about that big, bumblebee size, we have to take them into the brooder, and then we have to grow them on from there. So what you actually see in this tote down here were her babies that she hatched out 3 weeks ago. So she's actually on another nest now, and I think on the last count there was around 15 eggs. So she'll probably hatch them out in about 16 days. So if we just have a little pan round to the nursery, the babies are enjoying their dinner at the moment. Dex has just knocked into the water. It's a bit wet.
A little bit wet.
It's going to go off and dry off. That tends to get quite a lot of people because it's right at head height.
It's a stupid place, that's why.
So I'm going to take over while Dex is drying off.
I'm good.
You're good? You're good.
Good.
Right. Okay. So the babies in here are our babies now from our second clutches, and also from some of the pairs that we only allowed one clutch. Oh guys! Stop it. So first and foremost, what we have in here are Lisa and Bart. Now if you remember, Lisa and Bart were really, really close to death's door. Unfortunately, their mother Storm decided that she didn't actually want the babies anymore, and she was going to kill them. Now we managed to intervene, and Lisa was okay. She had a couple of hand feedings. She's at the back there, and what you can actually see is her head wound has healed apart from a little spot, and she's actually scratched off that scab, which is why she's got a little bit of blood on the back of her neck. But other than that, she's healed really, really well, and we're just hoping now that the feathers will grow back. But obviously with Bart, he still looks a bit sorry for himself. He was hand fed for about a week and a half, and then he decided that he just did not want to be manhandled anymore. He didn't want to have that syringe in his mouth. He did not want to be force-fed formula. Hello, my mum. My mum comes to say hello. He just didn't want it. It's so shy. Come back. Come on. Yeah, you're okay. You're okay, you handsome boy. You got there. You got there. Right, so yeah, back to the baby. So obviously, Apart from Lisa's little hiccup with scratching off her scab, she's pretty much all healed. So we're just going to keep an eye on her, make sure her head is healing fine. But Bart is such a little sweetie. So yeah, so he was fed for about a week and a half, and he just started to refuse feeds. And unfortunately, when that happens, it is kind of, you know, down to the bird then. And I noticed that he had some seed in his crop. He was in the brooder with our quail, and he was just kind of losing his zest for life. He was on his own, and you know, he was very, very miserable. But as you can see, he's scabbed really, really well, and he's feeding for himself, so he's weaned, which is fantastic. So really, all the hard work has been done now. He's not in any pain. That scab might be a little bit uncomfortable, but in the grand scheme of things, you know, and in the state that he was in, you know, he was in a really bad mess. But he's doing really, really well, and he's absolutely just ecstatic to be in here with the other babies. He gets to, you know, basically be a baby. Yeah, so that's Bart. So the other babies that you've seen here again are the ones that have come from our most recent clutches that you saw on our most recent vlog. Lots of yellow babies in here, lots of creaminos, which are the yellow face albinos. And there's a few, if you pan down to the bottom, you've got the oddball twins down there. Now the oddball twins, they are mirror images of each other. They have almost one full wing marking and one not, which is very strange. And other than that, their body colour is pretty much identical, but they are both girls. Gorgeous, gorgeous birds. So we've got quite a few in here, and we still have budgies available if people would like to get in contact. And again, these can be ready to go within the next sort of 4 weeks. So beginning of August time is when our older babies can be ready to go to their new homes. Right, so if we have a little look in our aviary, these are our birds. So these are our pet birds. These do not get sold. These can be birds that we have bought, that we have adopted. We've had birds that have been rehomed to us. And you know, in general, they come from all different kinds of places. But they are really, really happy in here together. We don't have any problems, touch wood. But yeah, they're great, and they're really happy, and they do fantastic out here. They were suffering a little yesterday because of the heat wave, but they all got sprayed down by hand. So some babies we've actually kept from our first and second round, so I'll point those out to you, as long as they won't fly away. Hello! So we've got this little girl here. This is our grey cinnamon, and her name is Moana. Her parents are Maram and Mowgli, so keeping with the M-O theme. We've got another little girl on here. This is Cinderella. Now Cinderella, if you remember, she was the mystery egg, or the only mystery egg to survive, that was dropped in the aviary, just on the floor, and we actually popped the egg that she was in under Indiana and Wilson, and I believe it was Indiana and Wilson. I might have my wires crossed, but I think it was. And she was hatched out perfectly fine. We do know who her parents now are due to her colouring, and her parents are biologically Tom and Archer. So, are you pointing at Venus?
Is that Venus?
That is Venus. So on our little rope swing up there is also another one of our birds that we've kept, and she's a rainbow, and she is from Bandit and Elsa, and her name is Venus. Now directly underneath to the left is the little green bird that's just wandered off there, sitting in between Archer and that's Flash. That is Poseidon, and Poseidon is the other bird that we decided to keep. We just absolutely adored his colour, and hopefully, fingers crossed, he can pair up with Venus. I think that they'll actually make an absolutely gorgeous couple. And again, rainbow babies. I do like my rainbow. So yeah, so that's really it for the babies that we've kept actually in here. There's another one that I do want to keep, depending on whether or not it's boy or girl. in the nursery. So we're just sort of having to wait now to get confirmation on the gender. So there we go. This is the budgie side. Do you want to go inside? It goes through the breeding cages. Ready? Bit of pipe squeeze. Okay guys, so I'm going to use this step stool to step up on. Are you okay? What are you? Oh. Right, you can explain what they are.
No, I'm alright, you can do it.
Okay, so what Dex is showing you at the moment are our Budgerigar Society certificates. So this is what we got when we joined the Budgerigar Society, and it actually has our ring codes on there. So any of the babies that are Budgerigar Society rungs will contain either the S7132 number, which is mine, or the E2239, which is Dex's. All our babies will always be society banded, and we do that really. We can assure you of quality, realistically, because any bird that carries our ring can be tracked to us, and obviously we want the best healthy birds as possible to go to new homes. So very quickly, I don't know if Dex, are you going to be able to see this if I show?
I think so.
Yeah, so okay, so we've got nest number 3. Now we have shown you briefly in pictures what we have in here. Now this one is D'Artagnan and Daenerys. Now we haven't bred from these before, and they were also little lone rangers. They didn't have any partners. But we do have 2 eggs from these guys. Now they've been paired up a couple of weeks, so I was really chuffed that we have 2 eggs from those guys, because don't forget, usually when you put in an unbonded pair, you have to allow for time for them to bond. Now, just like people, they may not like each other and it can be a bit of a flop. Just like Xavier, who was with Vanya, who was also with Elsa. Xavier's one of these birds that tends to be very dominant, I would say, and quite intimidating. He kind of wants to be in your face.
Full on.
Yeah, it's very full on. So it kind of takes the right bird with the right personality to be able to accept him to the way he was. Now he's on his 3rd female, and they do have eggs, so that's all good. So yeah, so just point out, this is D'Artagnan and this is Daenerys. They have 2 eggs. Now it's too early to be able to tell if they're fertile or not, but we don't see a reason why. They've obviously bonded, they've mated, and they've laid their eggs, which is absolutely fantastic. So if we go over to nest number 4, now this still contains Bandit and Elsa. So they're now on the last of their 2nd round, and their babies have fledged. So we have a little baby here who's going to allow me to come out. I think this is our female. There we go. So we have 2 babies biologically from Bandit and Elsa that we managed to keep. And this is our lovely little female, a female rainbow, and she's gorgeous. So these hatched yesterday. Hello, darling.
Hatched?
Fledged yesterday. Her and her brother fledged together, and they are just adorable. They are so friendly, aren't you? Yes, you are. Brother has decided that he's going to nip back into the nest, but we'll kind of see if we can get these guys out. Hello, baby. Hello, baby. Mum and Dad have come straight out. Oh. So this is, oh, there we go. So I'm just going to whack some pee off my hand. There we go, darling. Oh, here we go. Finding his wings, this little one. It's the first time he's been out. You can pick this one up. Oh, he's behind you now. So this is our little boy. And he's super sweet as well. Hello, you're a good boy. Look, I've got poopy all over me. Now he hasn't got any markings on his wings. He's completely clear, whereas his sister has darker markings. So if we can get them both out, let's see if they'll both behave. So you're a bit more behaved than your brother, aren't you, sweetheart? You going to come out? Oh, you are such a good girl. There we go. So we have the sister. Step up. Step up. Good girl. You're just not going to play ball, are you? Let me sweetheart. Oh. So if we have a little look on the wings on the sister there, so she's got darker wing markings. There we go. And then the boy has lighter. Now this one has actually been named Bubbles, and Bubbles was named by Daisy, who's one of our frequent viewers of our nest vlogs, and the rainbows are her favourite, so it was only fair to let her name a baby. So there we go. So that's our 2 rainbows. I'm going to pop those back now, and these guys will be in this cage for the next couple of days, and they will go in and out of the nest. And once I have a little, I usually just have a little feel of their crop to see if they are eating seed from themselves. She's gone back into there. Oh, we've got seed in the crop there, so they're doing fine. So they are weaning.
No.
Come here, sweetheart. Silly girl. There we go. So they'll go in there for the next couple of days, and they will wean, and then they'll move over to the nursery. And then once that's done, we'll clear out all the nests, because there's a lot of millet husk in there where they've been dragging in and out the millet, and I'm absolutely covered in it. And then Dexy's, what's your bird called?
Java sparrows.
Java sparrows. Oh God, I've got seed husk in my eyeball. Oh, Dexy's Java sparrow, Silver and Doe will be going into this box. Try and get this in. There we go. Doesn't help when you're sweaty and it all sticks to you. So, down to nest number 5 here, we've got Xavier and Rune. Now, Xavier and Rune paired themselves. And as I said before, Xavier's, you know, he's a bit of a full-on birdie. He's had 3 mates already, but unfortunately they couldn't quite get on with him. And Rune was actually laying eggs behind our door. So she's now got eggs. Now 3 of those eggs are her own eggs, and 2 of them are from Indiana and Wilson that we fostered over. So sadly 2 of Xavier and Rune's eggs were unsuccessful. Number 1 and number 4 were unsuccessful. So they've been taken out, which left 3 biological, and hopefully she can raise those. 5 is a fantastic number. As I keep saying, we want to keep our birds at 5, so fingers crossed for these guys that they get to raise these 5. Now our next pairing is, again, they were 2 singletons, they hadn't paired up, and this is Sherlock and Anna. So yeah, they were just kind of lone rangers again, hadn't really paired up. They're old enough to have, you know, a companion. So we put them in here and just see if they like each other. They do. There's been activity in the nest, but no eggs laid as of yet. So if we go down to nest number 7, now nest number 7 contains Sky and Ghost, and they raised.
No, it doesn't.
It did.
Oh, it did.
It did. Contains Sky and Ghost, and they successfully raised 2 clutches for us, so they are now on rest. And what we have in here now are our Java sparrows. We only have 4 Java sparrows, Donald, Daisy, Silver and Doe. What you're seeing at the moment are Donald and Daisy. Now, we haven't had babies from these guys before. How long have we had them? A couple of years?
Oh, about a year and a half.
Year and a half. Was it a bit longer than that? It doesn't matter.
Because I actually got the aviary because I had Silver and Doe first.
On their own.
And then we got these 2 after the aviary was built. It's about a year and a half, 2 years time.
Okay, so we've had these guys a year and a half, 2 years. So they are definitely of age where they can breed. We have tried all sorts of different cages to get them to breed, and they just was not interested. They were laying eggs, they were building on top, laying more eggs, building on top, and unfortunately they just wasn't successful. So what we've tried to do, because we have had some success with Java sparrows in these breeding cages before, We have had Silver and Doe in this type of setup, and they did successfully raise 2 clutches, didn't they? Yeah. That was many moons ago, about 3 years. About 3 years ago. Since then, Silver and Doe have had more babies, but they have actually decided to make their nest in our quail hives and quail boxes, rather than actually accepting a wire breeding cage that they was in. So we're hoping that we actually get babies off of Daisy and Donald. Like I say, we haven't had babies from them before. And then once we have our fledges that are ready to come out of nest number 4, they will then hold Silver and Doe, the other pair of Javas. So that will mean that we have 4 active breeding cages of budgies and 2 of the Java sparrows. So our numbers will be cut down quite dramatically in regards to how many babies we will have. So if you are looking to get a baby, now really is the time to start looking into it, and send us a message, because we will be cutting down and reducing our numbers for winter. And honestly, managing 7 breeding cages has been quite a difficult task the last couple of months. So it kind of gives me a little bit of a break as well. So yeah, 4 is a nice number for me to be able to manage. So our last and final breeding cage is nest number 8. Now, a little background story with this one. Now, if you remember, a couple of weeks, about a month ago maybe, we had Tom and Archer in here, and Tom and Archer had 1 clutch, and they had 4 babies hatched from that. Now, for some reason, the babies were just not great. They were really sickly, just didn't look right, weren't the right colour. It was just really hit and miss with some of the babies. But the older 2 were fine. It was just the last 2 that there was just issues with. On top of that, Archer was plucking, so the babies were just a bit of a state. So when they had raised their 2, and the other 2 that were basically dying were fostered, and we managed to pull them through, I decided that Tom and Archer were no longer a good pairing, and that I was going to split those guys up. And fingers crossed, with the split of pairing, we could put Archer on rest, and Tom would be able to put with a new mate. Now, the mate that we actually chose for him was Vanya. Now, Tom being a rainbow and Vanya being a rainbow, it just kind of made sense that Vanya was on her own. We tried her with Xavier, she didn't like him. So it just kind of made sense that as we were splitting the pair up anyway, that we were trying with Vanya. And, we haven't got any eggs at the moment, but as you can see, the cage actually looks empty, and the reason for that is because they've hit it off so well that they're actually in the nest box together. So they've bonded. And I believe that they've mated. There's some egg poo in the cage, so we know that she has been receptive to him, which is great. So it's only been a short amount of time that we split up the pairing, so there's no love lost there with Archer. Tom's kind of moved on now with Vanya, which is what we wanted, and then once Archer has matured a little bit more, we will find her a new partner also. So that kind of finalises it with our breeding cages. So very quickly, I just wanted to show you with what we have here. And now these are our eggs, and these are Chinese painted quail eggs. And we get 1 a day from each of our girls. So depending on the ones that are laying, obviously we have Phoebe, that she's on a clutch of her own. So we might get 1 or 2 from the other girls, and we have a few in Dexter's side as well that will lay for us. So within a couple of days we can fill up one of these trays. Now once the tray is filled, what then tends to happen is I'll take all those eggs inside, they will be candled, and make sure that there's no cracks or dinks in the shell, and I'll also look for the yolk quality as well. Now if it's a nice bright yellow colour, that's fantastic. If it's a little bit of a green colour, not so good. And we'll actually take those out. So these ones will hopefully go for sale, and we actually will sell these batches of 12 eggs for about £4 if you're interested. So yeah, if you want some hatching eggs, if you've got an incubator, just let us know and we can get you some Chinese painted quail eggs. So that's £4 for a dozen. Now you need to take over because you're going to do your side.
Oh, I don't like talking.
Are we at half an hour already?
Yes.
Yeah. So as you can tell, we're at the half an hour mark, and we can just go on and on and on and talk forever. But
which means that now everyone's given up by now and turning it off. So
well, sit down with a cup of tea and have a little virtual
if you
tour.
watch this or an episode of something on Netflix, same time. Oh, I'm not very good at this.
So
part.
you've got to introduce
Oh,
yourself.
they know who I am.
I am Dex from Golden Wings
Hi,
Aviaries.
So, not much interesting going on in here at the moment, is there?
No.
We've got a couple
Well,
of
actually, there is because
well, only in this one. So number one, we've got Lucifer and Maisie's nest. And the last time they actually successfully hatched some babies, we ended up getting a whole bunch of white finches, two of which turned out to be the elusive albino finch,
Yeah.
which apparently don't exist. We've had a couple of people look into it, including someone who works for the Zebrafinch Society, who also said they've never heard of it or come across it before. And we have got a baby in there as well, so if we can tilt, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Oh, there's the baby. And it looks white, which means it's probably... Now it's moving around, so yeah.
There we go. So as you can see there...
I'm sure it's an albino as well.
Oh, look at that baby. Nice bright red eyes. So yeah, so it looks potentially like that we've
Another
got
albino.
another albino on the way. Now we actually have two albinos, and their names are Freya and Aurelia. And Freya Aurelia was actually a name that I used many moons ago on websites as, what would you call
a model.
Yeah, in a sense, yeah, but it was kind of my gamer
name?
tag and avatar
everything.
name, everything.
So
So yes, well, yeah, it's now down to Miss Aurelia. I've dropped the Freya, but the two albino girls that we do have here are named kindly by Dex after my name, Freya Aurelia. So we have one Freya and one Aurelia.
We do, and I've actually already had messages from people with offers of how much do I want to sell them for. So I've kept them for now, but you never know, we might have some.
So yeah,
albinos
obviously,
for sale soon.
we got that baby, haven't we? Which we put, if it does turn out to be an albino, we probably won't be keeping as we've obviously got the two albinos. So that is a potential albino in the making that will be sold. So if you wanted something that was incredibly rare, something that you just do not see, feel free to do your own research, and obviously I've obviously done my own research that albinos apparently just are extremely rare to get hold of. So if you did want a albino, please let us know, because they will be snapped up. It is gonna, as soon as that baby is confirmed as albino, then that will go. So if you are interested in the albino zebra finch, please let us know. We haven't decided on a price yet for those guys.
No.
They are not going to be cheap, I'm not going to lie. Again, it is a once, probably in a lifetime opportunity to own an albino zebra finch from Golden Wings Aviaries.
And we will show you one of the more grown up ones in a minute.
Yeah.
Because we've got some out there. However, at the moment, if we have a look over here, first of all, we have Huey, sitting at the top. Off he goes, he's gone with Ben. Okay, so nest number 7, if Savannah can reach.
Oh my gosh, we have enough eggs.
Now the funny thing is, this isn't all from one female. So these are our Bengal nests.
Bengalese finches, yeah.
So we had 2 in there already. We had Ben and Jeannie, Bengalese. So that's where the names came from. And Jeannie has raised a few of their own before, and we did quite well. And then we went out to an auction, and I saw these 3 beautiful Bengalese finches. They were all unsexed. Since then, I'm pretty sure I've got a boy and 2 girls, mainly because Huey sings a lot, and I've got 3 male Benjis now. The first 2 I've had for quite a while, and they've never ever sang. I know they're boys because they've mated and had young, but they've never sung, whereas Huey does sing quite a lot. So in here we have a number of eggs, and for some odd reason, even though it's Ben and Ginny's nest, the other female Benjis have all joined up together. So at night time, you can actually see 4, possibly 5 Bengalese sitting in that nest all together. Otherwise, Ben and Ginny are in there pretty much all day long, even when the other Bengalese go away. Oh, who's that? That's Huey. There he is. He's watching over his nest.
Sort of being here quite a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he's watching it, making sure it's all okay.
and we keep getting dive bombed by Lucifer.
Yes.
And Lucifer is the he's a what is it?
Chestnut flanked white black cheek.
Black cheek, yeah.
And he is the dad of the albinos. Again, very protective of his nest, and because May's, the mum, is out and about, he's going to try his hardest to get inside. As soon as we go out, him and Maze will both fly inside. One of them will choose to go in the nest, and one will fly back out. Oh, you should have been there. Oh, you're back up. There we go. So, do you want to talk about the quail? You probably know more about it than I do.
Okay, so we'll just get these quail over and done with. So after the tote, this is the next stage, and this is the last stage that we have before our Chinese painted quail are sold. Now, the reason why they come out here is because it can get quite boring in a tote, not really any enrichment for them. So they do come out here. Chinese painted quail are really prone to stress, and as you can see, some of them have been feather plucked, and that will either be by siblings or adults, or even with them trying to mate with each other. They tend to be quite aggressive birds, but if they're an adult in an adult flock, or I think it's called a covey, they tend to be okay once they've settled down and established hierarchy. I think I've just been pooed on. Tends to happen. So
yeah, you have been knocking your hair.
Oh, lovely. Would you mind getting me a tissue and wiping it out of my hair for me, thanks? So yeah, so this is kind of the final stage that the quail have before they get sold. They have free range of the area out here. They have lots and lots of quail to sit with, to play with, to run around with, and again, it's really good enrichment for these guys. So we obviously want them in prime condition before they are sold. So a little food here, we've got obviously their veg mix, they've got their chick crumb there, and they've also got a new product that we're using called Garvo. And Garvo, this is our Garvo Alpha Start, and this is almost like a crumb with some shrimp and some almost like dried veggies in there, but they really like that. So that's one of our quails. So we actually was going to keep this quail, and we'd named her Judy from Friends. However, this quail has turned out to be a male, and unfortunately if you have too many males in the flock, then you'll get fighting. So unfortunately, as beautiful as Judy is, now Judy was actually, is obviously now Jeremy, was bought from Hatching Eggs online, and he's actually American blood. So his blood is absolutely, top rated, and they actually have the most beautiful colours come out in those guys. And obviously we have Ursula over here, which is very similar to our Phoebe. Again, Ursula was actually bought from an auction, so she's obviously different blood as well, but we absolutely love Judy, and Judy's got to go because Judy's a Jeremy. So there we go. So that's our quail, and obviously if you're interested in males or females or a mix of both, we can set you up with a pair or trio, and we'll sell you those at £5 each, just really to cover our costs for the quail, because we just love doing it really. So I'll pass you over to Dex, and he can talk to you about his finches.
You might as well hold the phone.
Yeah, oh yeah, of
Before
course.
we go on to the finches, I think we'll start off with canaries, because there's a mess of them. So we've wanted canaries for a long time. I've wanted them for as long as I can remember. It was actually the first bird I ever asked to have back when I was about 15. And I said to my mum and dad, I want to have a bird, can I get a canary? And they said, canaries are too noisy, you have to find a quieter bird. That's when I bought my very first pair of finches.
Zebra finches.
Zebra finches. I had Carmen and Junie, and I had them for years. Junie was actually 8 by the time he died. And I had many clutches from them, and it's from there that this has expanded into what we've got now. But the first canary we got was actually Busby.
Hi Busby! You're the star of the show.
And Busby came from one of our purchasers.
Yeah, she's got a lot of birds from us, and she's a very good friend of mine. And
Belinda.
she Belinda, yeah, she had Busby, and she wanted Busby to go to someone who would, you know, kind of give him the offer of a female, and you know, have a little bit more freedom. So Belinda asked us if we wouldn't mind taking Busby, and which we did.
I was so happy to.
He was happy. And he has quite a few girlfriends now. He's an extremely handsome bird. He absolutely loves himself. We've actually had to take a mirror out that was in here because he would literally sit by the mirror day in, day and night and sing to himself in the mirror. So we had to take the mirror out.
So you have a couple of female canaries in here as well now. So down here we've got this one with sort of the pinkish tinge. That's Nami. Nami's absolutely beautiful. And she's, as you can tell, she does give a little call now and then. She's one of the very few female canaries we've heard that give a call. Well, other ones don't actually do it.
It's almost like a little tweet.
It's a little tweet. Right below we've got Geraldine, a Gloucester.
Geraldine! And we had to trim her hair.
Yeah, we have to cut her hair every now and then. Otherwise it covers her eyes and she can't see. She sort of just ends up moping and sitting very still.
Geraldine!
So we cut her hair, allowing her to see.
Hi, pretty girl.
And she gets a lot more active then.
She does indeed. She's a lot more happier now with her little fringe out of her face. Now she's got a mullet rather than a, you know, what do you call it, a bowl cut.
Yep. We also have Sanji. He's sitting over. He's over there.
Ah, he's the white.
He's our white
I think they're French fancies. I could be wrong. And
he's got a beautiful little flicks on his wings. Unfortunately, you can't see because he's facing forward.
When he sits down and fluffs up, they kind of come out, don't they?
And then we have one more canary who I can't remember if I named it yet or not, to be honest. I only got it the other day at the auction and it's just there.
Oh, there you go. Oh, she's lovely. I don't think you did name her actually.
I don't think I've named her.
Do you want to name her?
I have to think about it. It's not as easy as that.
Alright guys, if you have any name suggestions for our new little canary there, where is she? She's over there.
Oh, she's above our head, isn't she?
No, she's there. Please comment in the comment box and with a nice suggestion for our female canary. And if we like one of the names, then we will use that name.
And okay, now we've actually got something very special flying around here. Very fast, backwards and forwards. We've got our very first Mexican rose finch.
And he is gorgeous.
He is. And he's got the most amazing song. So we know it's a boy because he sings. We've never actually learned about how to sex him yet because I just saw him at the auction and I fell in love and I was like, I have to have him.
And his name is Tuco.
It is Tuco. And we decided that when we get a female for Tuco, it will be Tiki.
Yeah, it will be Tiki and Tuco.
So Tiki
the Mexican rose finches, also known as Mexican house finches.
Yes. And then I'm going to very quickly just try and look for what I think I found already. This is one of our albinos. Oh, she's hiding up there now. She's up there.
Yeah, that one there.
So you can see the red in the eyes. Oh, there she goes. You can see the red in her eyes. She's pure white. She's flying around.
Oh, that's a canary. That's another canary. There we go. Yeah.
So very easy to tell them apart from any other finch is the bright red eyes in the sunlight.
That is absolutely amazing. You can really see that on the camera there. So this is what we're hoping to kind of get with the new baby that is in the nest at the moment.
Okay, and this one is Freya, just so everyone knows.
Freya? How can you set them apart?
Because Aurelia has a nest.
Aurelia does have a nest.
So Aurelia will be up here. There she is. Here's Aurelia. And she stays near this nest here. Her boyfriend's in there at the moment.
And the boyfriend is Fiji, isn't it? Is the boyfriend in there?
Has he jumped out? I think he just jumped out. Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure, yes, she's with Fiji. Fiji's a saddleback. Up here at the moment, you can see our those benches have all sort of grouped up on the right there.
They have indeed, with some of the baby zebra finches.
The amazing things that we found about benches is, although we did read that they often can foster eggs, they actually also foster babies. So every now and then when there's a baby calling for its parent, the parent doesn't react quick enough, you'll see a Benji fly over and feed them. If a baby falls on the floor, you'll also find a Benji sitting next to them and looking after them. They're absolutely amazing little nanny birds. They do very well. Other than that, I've got one more special bird I'd like to show if I can find him. That's Cookie's son.
Oh, Mozart.
Mozart, oh there he is. So Mozart's out there. Do you want to take the camera?
Yeah, you take the camera. And
so Mozart is one of ours. Oh, where'd he go?
He's behind you.
Mozart's one of ours. Oh, you can't see him now because of the sunlight. And he's just got the most unique, there he is, unique colouring.
It's an exhibition, just at work plan.
Definitely exhibition.
Other than that, I don't know if there's anything else in him. But we actually originally thought that Mozart was a girl because he was really late in coming into his markings. And he kind of reminds me of a bit like a teddy bear.
Mozart and Picasso.
He's super sweet. He's actually one of my favourites. Cookie, his mum, she is one of my favourites. And as soon as I saw Cookie actually in a pet shop, I said to Dex, we're buying that finch.
Which I did not argue with.
Which you didn't argue with. We got Cookie.
That's Mum. And Dad. Mum and Dad.
And there's Mum and Dad together to baby Mozart. So you can see that they're both exhibition type birds, exhibition size.
Talking about exhibition size, so very quickly. That is a baby right there.
Oh yes. So that is...
I don't know how he got so big. He's next to an adult who's smaller than him.
Yeah.
Robin. So Robin is full size. And next to Robin,
baby, isn't it?
we have one. Yes, it is. We have one of Zelda's babies, and I've just never seen a bird so
giant.
big.
He's a huge zebrafinch. He probably will actually be our biggest finch.
Anyway, I have to compete
size.
with Lorca. Lorca's just gone inside. Lorca is our current biggest.
He's up there.
Oh, he's up there.
Look out.
Lorca's our current biggest finch. And I don't know, he's gone. He's up there. Can't really see him very well up there, unfortunately, because of the sunlight. He's our biggest at the moment, but I think that baby is still up there. We'll probably take past. We do have a few exhibition finches that are massive. The two biggest ones being Pike and Lorca, named after the two most recent captains in Star Trek.
Yeah.
And I suppose Pike is also the very first captain in Star Trek. It's all very confusing. We won't get into that one right now. But they are two biggest finches. Over in this corner, I do have a bit of a specialness, I suppose. We had a couple of finches return to us.
Just got to stir the dinner. I'll be back in a minute.
There she goes. We had a couple of finches return to us as the owners were unable to look after them any longer. One of them was a female, which I had sold, and one was a male, which wasn't one of mine. And after releasing them after quarantine, they have built this giant nest in what should have been a D-cup for the egg food, and they have got loads of eggs in there at the moment. In this nest we have rogue's eggs. It's too hot for them to sit in there at the moment. Yeah, unfortunately we've also got a couple of disabled birds in here. They have a bit of a hard time getting around. We have one boy who we believe may have broken or dislocated his hip at some point in time, and his leg still sticks out. We've tried everything we can to get it fixed. We were told and recommended to get him put down, but his way of life in this aviary seems quite happy. He flies around, he gets from A to B, he eats, he sings, he does everything a finch should do. And then we've got another one that unfortunately fell on the floor as a baby, and we believe it may have been pecked at by the quail, which unfortunately meant it's lost two of its toes. But again, he can still stand because there he is. He's still able to perch, he's still able to fly. I'm getting a phone call. I'm just going to pause this video just to answer a quick call. I'll be back with you in a second.